Today, I'm going to attempt to talk about the big empty, pure consciousness, spaciousness, in a slightly different fashion than I normally do. First of all, what you're looking at is a facade and an appearance on your screen. The big empty is when the mind shuts down. And there is absolute inner quiet, and the inner narrative, the story of me and my life, ceases. And we can have different kinds of reactions and responses to that. From, whoa, that's pretty sweet, that's really different, to, what the fuck just happened there? I disappeared, but my body is still here, but I disappeared. What the fuck is that? And the mind can have different reactions to that. Like, that was pretty interesting. I wonder if I can do that again and then come back to myself. I don't want to permanently disappear. You know, that was pretty serene, pretty blissful, pretty calm. And everything just seemed kind of okay. I wonder if I can visit that whenever I choose, whenever the facade, the Tony action figure chooses. But only temporarily. You know, I don't want to be disappeared for good. You know, I don't want that. I want to be able to, if this is awakening, if this is enlightenment, if this is awareness, I want to be able to be enlightened, aware, and awake at my choice. Can I do that? Can I do that? Let me look and research it. And mind does that. It reads, it visits sessions, it goes to satsang, it goes to psychotherapy, it goes to group meetings, goes to retreats, trying to figure it out, does yoga, does meditation, and comes to realize there ought to be a warning label when this sort of thing happens, not to enter into it with a lighthearted fashion, a lighthearted manner. Because what's at stake is who I am, is identity, my identity. And it seems like a lot about what I read says my identity has got to go poof, it's got to disappear. And I'm not sure, I'm not sure I'm cool with that. I'm not sure I really want that. And that's part of the so-called seeker's dilemma. They want to awaken, and they don't want to awaken. They want to awaken partially, but not necessarily completely, which seems to be involve annihilation of the ego, of the self, the self that I know and recognize as me, Tony. I'm not sure I want that gone. But on the other hand, I can't seem to just stay in the lukewarm, tepid water of sometime awareness, partial abiding. It doesn't feel like it's enough. But in the course of this kind of discourse behind the facade, inside the head, awareness, despite what the mind wants, begins to awaken. Begins to become less mesmerized by the Tony action figure and its stories. And begins to, look around. And when awareness looks around, it illuminates. It's a light that shines wherever attention goes. And in a sense, it does not shine a light on itself, it is itself light. And despite what mind wants or doesn't want, that light begins to penetrate the fog that is the normal mind activity, conditioned behavior, the autopilot way of living. And indirectly it is seen in this light of illumination, in this light of consciousness, that consciousness never ever speaks. So what's talking is mind, trying to interpret what's going on. And mind runs into little lines that tries to figure things out. The mind does not awaken to the truth of what is. What is awakens to mind, from mind, and thereby discovers itself. Thanks. That sounds very abstract to me. Okay, very nice. Or, the mind does not awaken to the truth of what is, What is awakens to the fiction of the mind. Well, that doesn't sound very much better. Okay, whatever that is. Third, we'll personalize it. Tony does not awaken to the truth of the Absolute. The Absolute awakens to the fiction that is Tony. Awakes from the fiction of Tony. Whoa! What the hell does that mean? I'm a fiction? I sure don't feel like a fiction. I feel like I'm real. But Nisargadatta Maharaj had a very nice little technique to deal with that. Encapsulated in these words. The very act of perceiving reveals that which is perceived is not the perceiver. Alright? Let's go with that a little bit. So, if there is perceiving of the body, then the body is not the perceiver. Maybe. I don't know. Let's go on. Let's play with this a little bit. If there is awareness, perception of a thought, then that thought is not the perceiver. All right? Let's kind of work with that again a little more. If one is aware of mind, then mind is not the perceiver. So what now is the perceiver? Who is the perceiver? There is no who. There is simply what? Pure consciousness. And it's mind and all its permutations that creates differentiation. Me from you. But in reality, there are no boundaries in non-dual reality. Just appearances of differences. Now, wait a minute. If everything is one, how come everything doesn't look the same? Because one, the one existence, the one reality does not mean sameness. Doesn't mean everything looks the same. Everything is part of the one existence. The many appearances are part of the one existence. There is no sameness. So where is this consciousness? Where is it going to be found? Well, it's found right here. Right now, over here, behind me, inside me, over there, in you, around you, there, here, together, same. Same now. But not the same as in mirror images. The one consciousness expressed as the many, manifested as the many. The awareness looking out of these eyes, looking at you, is the same awareness looking out of your eyes, looking at me. This appearance. So, wait a second. What has all this got to do with anything? I'm getting confused here. Awareness notices that the facade gets confused. Awareness doesn't get confused. It doesn't need to justify itself, explain itself, prove itself. It simply is. It's mind that gets a little nervous, a little self-defensive about what's going on here. It feels like it's being encroached on. I believe I'm the doer, I'm the thinker, I'm the feeler. And what you seem to be saying is that I'm not. That feelings happen, that life happens to this particular manifestation, to this temporary form that has a beginning and an end, but awareness itself has no beginning, no end. So is there some kind of payoff? If I'm going to have my ego annihilated, for God's sakes, do I get equanimity? Do I get peace of mind? Do I get serenity? Do I get nirvana? Do I get wisdom? Anything. Gimme. What's my gimme? There is no gimme. There is no point to any of this. Awaken, don't awaken, makes no difference to reality. Stay asleep, continue in the dream, go for it. Not a problem. The point is, life itself is its own point. Consciousness is its own point. It's mind that wants to find purpose and meaning and reason and rationality for what's going on. But there's got to be a reason for this. Why am I here? There's got to be a purpose. No purpose other than it is what it is. And part of the game of this conditioned being waking up, which it doesn't wake up, it's awareness inside that wakes up. It's to self-discover. Not ego discover, not Tony discover, self-discover, pure consciousness discover. And be open to what presents. And notice, which is what awareness does, notice how often mind just goes, no, like this. And the heart, not the organic heart, but the heart of consciousness says yes to everything. You know what I'm saying, guys? No, you don't, you do. But whatever it is, it doesn't matter, because you are already awakened awareness. Looking over here. Awakened awareness already. And because you're on this channel, you gotta have some kind of interest in this stuff, so hey, welcome to this journey of awareness awakening to itself.